Hey, welcome back to TUTV, guys. I'm Wes Addington.
And I'm Sarah Moore.
Yeah, good to have you with us. Good to be here today, Sarah.
Yes, it is good to be here.
Your really cool T-shirt caught my eye. Could you tell me more about that?
Yes, this is a T-shirt from the children's section at Old Navy, which is the best place to go for your graphic tees. It's got a little toad on it, and it says "Totally Chill." And I've actually been looking for some sneakers. He's got some little red and white sneakers on here, and I really want to match him. And our friend Wes here is kind of a sneakerhead. So do you have any advice on what sneakers I should buy to match my shirt?
So it looks like our friend here is kind of into some of the high top look. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. You have like the Jordan 1 that's a classic in that. Okay. It looks like the silhouette's a little bit more full bodied, so something like the classic Converse Chuck Taylor might not be to his preference, but ultimately anything that is makes you feel confident is probably what you're looking for.
Thank you for the advice, Wes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have some more great fashion advice for you guys later, but thanks for tuning in. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm Joe McCurdy.
And I'm David Stump. We have some exciting stories for you this week, so let's hop right into it. A teenage gunman remains at large after a Friday night shooting in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The shooting occurred at around 10 p.m. at the McLean High School of Science and Technology during a football game. The Tulsa Police Department searched for the suspect for the remainder of that Friday night, but to no avail. One person was murdered at the scene and another was injured. In a statement made by the Tulsa Police Department, it was stated that, quote, dozens of officers converged in the area assisting with crowd control and looking for the suspect. Our canine unit and several officers scoured the nearby neighborhoods as we believe the suspect took off on foot. Unfortunately, the trail went cold, end quote. In the following statement, the TPD described the suspect as a, quote, armed and dangerous 17-year-old male, end quote. The Tulsa Police Department has not disclosed any more details of the shooter's description at this time.
Downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone on Friday afternoon after making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane on the South Carolina coast. The storm has been the catalyst of widespread power outages and flooding in southwest Florida. On Friday afternoon, officials said that at least 36 deaths in the state were possibly linked to the storm, and they expect the death toll to rise in the coming days. As of Saturday morning, reports from the New York Times have stated that more than 1.5 million individuals are without power. Ian is the 9th named storm of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season.
At least 200,000 Russian citizens have left the country since President Vladimir Putin announced the beginning of a military draft this past Thursday. This mobilization could pull as many as 300,000 citizens into military service from the eligible 25 million citizens. Videos posted on social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok showed long lines of cars approaching border checkpoints in countries including Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Finland, and the transcontinental country of Georgia. The quick outflow of residents, as well as a series of protests in different parts of the country, likely serve as a stark display of discontent with Putin's policy. Alexander Olenikov, 29, a bus driver from Moscow who had crossed into northeastern Georgia, said in an interview with NBC that, quote, I left because of my disagreement with the current government in Russia. Many people I know are against the war.
On the 26th of October, Giorgia Meloni led a far-right coalition to the majority in the Italian parliament. The Brothers of Italy, Meloni's coalition, has faced many controversies this past election due to their general support of President Vladimir Putin. The victory comes as formerly taboo and marginalized parties with Nazi or fascist heritages are entering the mainstream and winning elections across Europe. In early September, a hard-right group founded by neo-Nazis became the largest party in Sweden's likely governing coalition. Deborah Cerceroni, a leader of the Democratic Party, said in a statement that, quote, "This is a sad day for the country. A right-wing coalition in Italy led by Miss Meloni could threaten that cohesion is now the foremost concern of the European establishment," end quote.
About 67% of Cuban voters, nearly 4 million people, voted in favor of a referendum that will allow married queer couples to adopt children. President Miguel Diaz-Canel, the first non-Castro to lead the nation since its 1959 revolution, said in an interview that, quote, "Passing the law," he said, "was a way to pay a debt to various generations of Cubans whose domestic plans had been waiting years for this law," end quote. The law also allows for surrogate pregnancies, includes measures against gender-based violence, and encourages couples to equally share the load with housework. In closing words, President Diaz-Canel, in the interview, he stated that, quote, "Love is now the law."
Well, isn't that a great story to end with? That, is just truly great to see how, people are branching out and, laws changing across the world.
Absolutely. And in a week where it's felt like there's just only been so much negative things, whether it's like the devastation of the hurricane in Florida, to news about the war between Ukraine and Russia, it just feels like there's so much negativity in the world, and seeing something amazing like that, it brings a lot of light and hope, in my opinion.
That is truly, truly true.
Absolutely.
All right. That'll be it for us. Have a great day.
We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with our interview today, and I'm talking to Andrew Wyper, who's a member of the Student Investment Fund here at TU. Andrew, thank you so much for taking some of your time to be with TUTV today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So the first question that I have for you is, what is the Student Investment Fund at TU?
So the Student Investment Fund, it's a class, and we actively manage, right now it's about $6.5 million of real money, and we basically act as a almost miniature hedge fund where we get real experience managing real money and making investment decisions, and it's really unlike any other class in the business school, really at TU, where you get that kind of real experience. And it's just an amazing class that teaches you a lot from a technical perspective and how to work with other people and work in teams and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited that students at TU are getting the chance to, in the business school especially, work with things that can be so tangibly connected to what they might do later on in their careers. So with you specifically, how did you get involved in the Student Investment Fund?
So I heard about it through, when I was younger, like a sophomore, through my older friends that had taken the class before, and they all like, "Oh, it's a great class, it's really great." And so I wanted to take it and took it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I also met the teacher long before I ended up taking the class, Tally. Very short man with a lot of energy, and it's just been amazing so far.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So you spoke about how it has had just like a great impact on you as a student. What are some of the lessons that you feel you've taken away as you're coming away from being a part of it for such a long time?
I've really liked the people aspect of it. You spend so much time in the lab. We have like our own lab with these high-tech Bloomberg terminals that are nowhere else in the business school. And I really just enjoyed spending time in there with the people and getting to know all the people in the class. Like, managing the money is one thing, but it's really just been fun working with the other students. And it's really a collaborative thing, as we're all working together to make the investment decisions and try and make like good investments. And it's really just learning about all the other people, getting to know them, and you really build like a really strong bond from spending so much time in the lab.
Mm. Yeah, can you walk me through a day of, you get there that day, you go into the lab with the rest of your team. What do you guys do during that session of your time at the investment fund?
I mean, it's a class, so it works like a class. We have a teacher, but he's almost like a facilitator more. He lets us kind of guide it where we want to go. But we start out usually with some sort of technical learning, and then we move into figuring out what type of investments we want to do. And there's we call it rapid review, where you like right off the cuff try and figure out 10, 15 minutes looking at one stock or another, whether you want to buy it or not. And if we do like it, then we'll go further into it and spend time doing it. But that's kind of like a basic overview of how the class works. It's a lot of fun. The facilitator, Tally, does a great job making it high energy, and you just kind of go with the flow and have a lot of fun in that class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if a student sees this interview and they hear what you're saying and they're like, that sounds incredible, I need that to be a part of my TU experience, how are they going to be able to get involved in this?
So you have to actually apply to be in the class. And if you just Google University of Tulsa Student Investment Fund, the website and the application will come up, and you fill out the application and email it to Tally Ferguson. There'll be directions on the website with everything that someone who wanted to be in the class would need to know, and it'll just tell you exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thank you, Andrew, for coming here to be a part of TUTV for the day, and I'm glad that our audience got to hear about the Student Investment Fund. Yeah, that's our interview. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
No sports.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm David Stump.
And I'm Aiden Whitaker. We have some exciting stories this week, so let's get right into it.
Tulsa football faced off in their first conference game this season, playing the reigning AAC champion, the Cincinnati Bearcats. This was the first time Tulsa had hosted the matchup in the last 4 seasons. This game was the last time the two would play, as the Bearcats are set to move from the American Conference to the Big 12. After an early pick six by the Cincinnati defense, Tulsa was playing catch-up all game. With a less than 100% Davis Brin back at quarterback, there was a lot riding on the shoulders of the rest of the Hurricane squad as they looked to come up with a huge win at home. Tulsa fought to the very last minute, but could never manage to take the lead as they fall at home 31-21. Now sitting at 2-3, the Golden Hurricane looks to gain a much-needed win against Navy on the road this Saturday.
In some women's rowing news, Tulsa's Collegiate 4+ claimed a gold medal at the Head of Oklahoma Regatta on Saturday, October 1st, on the Oklahoma River in Oklahoma City. With a time of 15 minutes 35 seconds, more than 14 seconds ahead of second place Alabama, with TU's other boats finishing 12th, 14th, 16th, and 18th. The team's next race is set to be October 29th against the University of Oklahoma.
The University of Tulsa cross-country teams sent 9 runners to compete in the 34th annual Chili Pepper Festival on Friday afternoon. Chanel Muir was the highest finisher among the men, navigating the 8K course in 24 minutes and 49.8 seconds to take 51st alongside Charlie Krasnoff, who finished 66th with a time of 25 minutes and 2.5 seconds. In the women's 5K event, Chloe McEachern led the Tulsa runners, placing 55th in 17 minutes and 47.9 seconds, with Jemima Antoniazzi finishing the course in 18 minutes and 11.1 seconds to place 82nd. Next up for Tulsa Track is the Nutty Comb Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin, before Tulsa hosts the American Championship.
Tulsa's 10th-ranked men's soccer team battled UAB to a 0-0 tie on Friday night at PNC Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Outshooting the Blazers 23-4 with 7 shots on goal, the Golden Hurricane just couldn't find the net, losing to a less-than-mediocre UAB team. The Golden Hurricane moved to a 5-1-2 on the season and a 1-1-1 in the American Athletic Conference play, while the Blazers moved to a 2-6-1 overall and a 0-2-1 in the league. Tulsa is back at home this weekend, facing FAU as they look to get back in the win column.
The Tulsa women's soccer team battled East Carolina to a 0-0 tie on Thursday night at Johnson Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. With 11 shots and only 1 shot on goal, the opportunities just weren't there. Goalkeeper Tatum Sanders did her best to keep the match a tie, recording 3 saves in the game. The Golden Hurricane moved to 6-4-2 on the season and 1-1-1 in American Athletic Conference play, while the Pirates moved to 7-4-2 overall and 2-0-1 in the league. They're back in action against Cincinnati at home this Thursday. So, first of all, did you go to the game this past Saturday, the football game, and are you looking forward to the homecoming game against SMU later this October?
I did not go to the game. I went to the tailgating because, free food, why not?
Absolutely.
Which there was like buffet, there was, what else? Funnel cake, man. The funnel cake. That was so good. But then regarding the next home game against SMU, I believe, yes. I'm super excited. My first homecoming game, as a freshman, I'm really excited. So
Absolutely. Even though it was kind of a difficult loss to take this past Saturday, our football team, I think, really played really well. We held Cincinnati 0 points for both teams in the second half. So I think we're really doing a great job, and I can't wait to see what we do against SMU and later this October.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. We'll see you next time.
Guys, we're TUTV, and today we're here with
Abby Clement.
and
Kylie Giletti.
and today we're going around asking people if they are registered to vote. So guys, are you guys registered to vote?
I think I am in Texas.
All right. That is good. That is works.
Yeah, I'm registered to vote.
Perfect. Thank y'all so much. We're here with
Mary Kate.
and
Sydney.
are you guys registered to vote?
I am registered to vote. Yeah, I'm registered.
Great. Hey guys, we're here with
Justin Yang,
and
Kieran Hobart.
and are you guys registered to vote?
I'm registered to vote in Oklahoma, yes.
All right.
I'm also registered to vote. Thank y'all so much. No, you're good.
Today we're here with
Jane.
and Jane. Are you registered to vote?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey y'all, we're here with
Jariah.
and Jariah. Are you registered to vote?
Of course I am.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hi, and welcome back to Entertainment. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Catherine. We've got some great stories, so let's get right into it. Netflix aired a new series entitled Dharma Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story starring Evan Peters as the notorious serial killer. The series has quickly faced backlash on social media, met with claims that it humanizes Dahmer and glorifies violence. The backlash has not only been from viewers, as family members of Dahmer's victims have begun speaking out as well. Eric Perry, cousin of Jeffrey Dahmer victim Errol Lindsay, wrote, quote, "It's re-traumatizing over and over again, and for what? How many movies, shows, documentaries do we need?" End quote.
The Woody Guthrie Center is preparing to open a new exhibit entitled Woody Guthrie, People Are the Song. The exhibit will showcase Guthrie's handwritten lyrics, as well as his poetry, artwork, prose, musical instruments, photographs, and correspondence. It will also include 2 never-before-seen oil paintings. Steve Higgins, the managing director of American Song Archives, said the exhibit, quote, "the full scope of his creativity, encompassing the topics such as people, the environment, love, spirituality, family, and racial justice will be on display," end quote. The exhibit will be open to the public next Wednesday on October 12th.
This past Thursday, Trevor Noah announced he is leaving The Daily Show. Noah said of his departure, quote, "We've laughed together, we've cried together, but after 7 years, I feel like it's time," end quote. When he first joined the show in 2015, Noah was not yet well known in the United States and faced an uphill battle to win over audiences. During his time, he has grown a loyal following with his comedic political commentary and has received 15 Emmy nominations. Comedy Central said in a statement to Variety that the network is, quote, "grateful to Trevor for our amazing partnership over the past 7 years," end quote. It is not yet known who will follow Noah as the new host or when he plans to leave.
The 17th annual Cherokee Art Market will return to Tulsa on October 8th through the 9th. Featuring more than 150 Native American artists and representing over 40 different tribes, the Cherokee Art Market is one of the largest Native American art shows in the United States. Awards will be presented to participating artists across nearly 30 categories, including beadwork, pottery, paintings, basketry, sculptures, textiles, and more. The Cherokee Art Market will open on the 8th with admission costing $5 per person and children under 12 entering for free.
The comedy group and former BuzzFeed sensation, the Try Guys, have been rocked with scandal as a member has been caught in an affair with a Try Guys employee. Ned Fulmer, 1/4 of the comedy group, the Try Guys, has been caught in an affair with Try Guys producer Alex Herring. This news has come as quite the shock to fans, as Ned's relationship with his wife Ariel has always been at the forefront of his content. Ariel has frequently appeared in videos on the Try Guys YouTube channel, co-wrote a book with Ned entitled The Date Night Cookbook, and hosts a podcast called You Can Sit With Us, with the wives of the other members. It is unclear whether or not Ariel Fulmer will continue to be part of the podcast. Ned Fulmer has since been fired from the Try Guys. So tell me about The Daily Show and why it's such a big deal that this guy is leaving. I personally don't know very much.
Okay, so The Daily Show is like a nightly newscast comedy show that airs on Comedy Central, and it's been airing for over 20 years now. And Jon Stewart was hosting it for a very, very long time, and Trevor Noah took over in about 2015 and has kind of slowly done a really good job of taking over the reins for Jon Stewart, who was there for such a long time and did such a good job. And Trevor Noah's really stepped up, and it's kind of sad to see that he's leaving.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to replace him.
Yeah, it's always a struggle to find a new night host.
Big shoes to fill, I guess, as well. But I love watching All American talk shows. I find them really funny. James Corden, even though he's British, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But no, I really enjoy watching that. Yeah. But I think that's all we have time for today, guys. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome back. So on Sunday, I went and saw Hadestown, and I was wondering if you have ever seen anything at the Tulsa PAC before?
I have not. My theatrical patronage has mainly stuck to the University of Tulsa campus, but I know that you are a big musical and stage production enthusiast, and so I'd love to hear about some of your takeaways.
Yeah, okay. So I have seen a lot of shows at the Tulsa PAC for a really long time. The first show I saw there was Lion King when I was in the 4th grade, so I've had a lot of experience, especially in that venue. And I had never listened to Hadestown before, and I know that it's just this huge musical that everybody loves, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna see it, I wanna be surprised. And truly, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen, especially at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center. And there have been a lot of incredible shows there. I've seen Hamilton there, and I've seen Les Mis and Phantom of the Opera. But it was just absolutely incredible. So do you know anything about the show? Have you heard the plot?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Are you familiar with that story?
No.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to try to, I would say I would try to talk about it without spoiling it, but most people know the story. So Eurydice and Orpheus are in love. Basically what happens is Eurydice dies, so Orpheus goes to the underworld to save her. He saves her. They're so close to leaving the underworld, but one things that they can't do, he can't turn around and see that she's behind him, and so at the very end he turns around, he sees that she's there, and so then she has to go back to the underworld. So it's a really sad ending, but yeah, it's just an incredible musical. It's very bittersweet. I suggest everybody check it out. I'm not sure if it's still showing this week, but I know a lot of TU students have really been enjoying it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Nice, yeah. It's really bringing us into so much of just the holiday and the Halloween season around TU. I'm sure at First Friday this month we'll have a ton of great Halloween-themed art and things like that. And yeah, this has been TUTV.
Stay spooky.
Thanks for watching, guys.